Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Over the Bar podcast. And today is a special episode. We're going to be talking about some of the games from the past week. And for this one, I'm deliberately going to be starting from the English Premier League, starting from Wednesday. A particular club, before their match, let me just tell you what the club, whatever that club is. So the game is between Newcastle and Manchester United. And for some reason, before that game, a lot of Manchester United fans were all over social media, just riding the momentum of the past games that they've won. And some of them were like, give us a new challenge. Give us something new.
Team, give us serious challenge. We are united. Give us serious challenge. Not Newcastle now. Give us serious challenge.
Not Newcastle. Newcastle is still small for us. And this game came, and unfortunately for Manchester United, they lost against Newcastle, a 10-man Newcastle. Manchester United lost against a 10-man Newcastle. This was down to the last minute brilliance of Osula, in the 94th minute or something like that. Came in, scored a very fantastic goal to put the dagger to the heart of Manchester United fans.
Premier League, please, I want to beg you. If you want Manchester United to go for the Champions League, please don't give us a game to play in the middle of the week. If you give us a midweek game, we are going to crumble.
Newcastle were very structured in that game. They played like they wanted something from it. They bullied Manchester United. Tonali was the biggest culprit in that game. He bullied Manchester United players in the midfield. Even when some of them came off, they were looking extremely fatigued and tired. And now, this thing that the Manchester United fans says, Carrick has never lost as a manager. He don't lose, now he has lost. Carrick has lost his first game as a Manchester United manager. And he did that in a very terrible way, losing to Newcastle. Newcastle are not bad, not to take anything away from them. But with a 10-man Newcastle team, Manchester United struggled to pull a result from that game. Up next is Manchester City. Manchester City drew against Nottingham Forest. This game was always going to be a banana skin for Manchester City. Nottingham Forest changed their manager. Things have been, going slightly better than it was before. And in our previous podcast, we were saying basically that Forest were going to take City to the Forest. And that almost happened, but the game ended in a 2-2 draw. West Ham are beginning to pick results, winning 2 in the last 5, drawing 2 and losing 1. And it was just unfortunate that they had to pick that result against Fulham. It were mostly, a lot of people would have thought, and for us, we thought Fulham was going to get a win in that game, but he ended the way of West Ham. Chelsea also won. Aston Villa hands down 4-1. Arsenal managed to get a win, which is something that they needed, so it's not too much to say about that. But one particular club that has been terrible in England is Tottenham. This match it was more or less preconceived. We all knew that Tottenham was going to lose this game, and they did not disappoint. They lost emphatically, losing 1-3 to Newcastle and getting a red card. The coach, Igor Tudor, who is in himself not the most exciting, coach you find that it is football. It's not the most exciting, but he is beginning to say the same. He's beginning to regurgitate the same ideas from Conte, from Mourinho, from Pochettino, and all of the coaches that have come before him. He's beginning to regurgitate the same idea that this Tottenham team lack, even the club as a whole, the hierarchy, down to the players. The mentality to win is missing. The element of concern is missing. Igor Tudor is beginning to regurgitate the same thing, which is why we can see some of the horrible results that Tottenham have had in the past 5 games. Losing to Fulham 2-1 away, losing to Arsenal 4-1 at home, losing to Crystal Palace 3-1 at home, and terrible, terrible results. Losing to Newcastle at home also, losing to Manchester United 2-0. It's what next for Tottenham? And it's not even going to get easier for them. Their next couple of games will be against Atletico Madrid, Liverpool, Atletico Madrid again, and now Nottingham Forest. They play Sunderland, they play Brighton, they play Wolves. So it's going to be, the schedule for them is going to be crazy all throughout March up until towards the end of April, up until April 25th. It's going to be a run of tough games for them. And relegation battle is real for Tottenham at this point. Relegation battle is real. And away from the Premier League, PSG, you cannot hide. PSG lost against Monaco in the French Ligue 1 over the weekend. I think it was on Friday. And I mean, the signs are there. If you watch the Champions League match between PSG and Monaco, you would see in the first leg, Monaco scored 2 first. And PSG managed to get something from that game. And on aggregate, I think both games on aggregate ended 5-4 or something like that. So the signs were there that Monaco was definitely going to give them a tough time if they ever get to play again. And they did on Friday. And Monaco won that game 3-1. Looking at the table, if PSG had won that game, it would have taken them 3 points clear of Lens, having played the same number of games. But now, Lens has 56 points, PSG have 57 points. Just 1 point difference between them. One more loss would put PSG's league win or league position as it is in jeopardy. Just one more loss or one more draw. And if Lens continues to, continue in this form that they are in, form of their lives, sitting pretty second in Champions League, in the Ligue 1, in Champions League position, more or less guaranteed, 10 points above Marseille in third position. Monaco also in seventh, trying to get into an European spot. So it was a game that was, written in the stars. Monaco was definitely going to give them a problem, and problem they did give PSG. The other games in the FA Cup also, Wolves against Liverpool. Well, we thought that Wolves were going to do something, again, just like they did in the Premier League game between Liverpool, winning it at the very last minute. But unfortunately, Liverpool came back with revenge, full on revenge actually. Liverpool won this one 3-1 away at Wolves. Some of the games actually exemplified why the FA Cup is one of the most dramatic cups in England. Simply because you have teams playing from much lower divisions paired against teams in the Premier League, and you never can tell what you get. And that's exactly what happened on Saturday. I mean, Mansfield against Arsenal, certain conditions were not right for that game. The pitch wasn't the best, but Mansfield put in the fight of their life. And Arsenal, even with beat him, should be beating Mansfield, but struggled also in that match. Eventually triumphed with 2-1 away at Mansfield. Wrexham Chelsea. This was a very dramatic game. A 10-man Wrexham almost put Chelsea to the slaughter. A 10-man Wrexham. Even after the red card, they pushed. They actually scored a goal that was marginally offside. Marginally. It begs the question: Chelsea really interested in this tournament, or this Chelsea? Well, the question mark has been on Chelsea for a long time. This team is not good enough, and there is no question in it. The mentality is not there. How can you? Of course, I mean, not taking anything away from Wrexham, they actually play good football. They came out to play. They did not sit back, and this is contrary to the existing opinion that teams that come out to play against Chelsea often get punished. But Wrexham came out to play. They almost punished Chelsea. How Chelsea scored 4 goals, I don't know. But at least we scored. But the most important thing is that Chelsea qualified. And beautiful goals from Garnacho was very involved. Initially, it was, here and there, but beautiful goals from Garnacho. Beautiful goal from João Pedro also. Achimpong also grabbed one, and there was also an own goal in between somewhere. And Chelsea won 4-2, but it was, take nothing away from Wrexham. I saw their fans really applauding all of the players after the game. It was an honourable display from Wrexham, an honourable display. Newcastle, Man City, these teams have played themselves a lot this season, and Man City again, even after making several changes to their team, 8, 9, 10 changes, still beat Newcastle comfortably, 1-3. We had Fulham playing Southampton. I'm not sure what the issue is with some Premier League clubs just crumbling to lower league sides. Like, you're in the Premier League, you play Newcastle, you play Liverpool, you play Chelsea, you play Arsenal, you play Manchester United, you play Tottenham even. But when it comes to you playing with the lower league teams, it is always a struggle. And we can also see the same with Chelsea, struggling against Wrexham. Grimsby at some point beat Manchester United. So Fulham lost to Southampton, but one thing I also noticed is that there was a lot of rotation with the Fulham squad, and I wonder why. Why are you rotating? Is this cup not important to you? Is the extra money that comes from it not important to you? Fulham rotated heavily, lost to Southampton. Same thing happened to Sunderland. Sunderland played Port Vale, rotated heavily. I think maybe some of the players who are known faces on the pitch were the right back, who's usually a centre half, and now played right back, and Xhaka. They lost to Port Vale. But one team that did the Premier League good was Leeds United, who beat Norwich City 3-0. This week, there's going to be a lot of interesting games, especially in the Champions League. And we'll be here to discuss, what our thoughts are, who will win, which games can you expect drama from. And yeah, see you on the next one. Have a great week.